Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Zillion Frogs, and today, this review, we're going to be taking a look at the Studio Series concept art, Megatron. Now, if you watched some of my video reviews before, we're doing something a little bit different. I'm starting in robot mode this time. Now, normally I usually start in, the alternate mode. I like to surprise and show off the robot. But this toy's a little different, and we'll get to that. So yeah, so initially robot mode here is really nice looking. I mean, I can't deny that this design looks amazing for Megatron. So of course this is the concept art series, so this design didn't actually show up in any media, but it was apparently planned for the Bumblebee movie, for that scene, the very beginning of the movie. If you've seen that, when they were on Cybertron, one of the best scenes of the whole film. Probably the best scene for a lot of people. So, yeah. And honestly, this robot mode definitely shows off that G1, but techno and modern aesthetic that scene had. I mean, he is looking sharp. The nice silver paint with the kind of, I don't know what type of red, crimson red, might be a little lighter, but just the red accents. I mean, it pairs well. I mean, there's a lot of unpainted gray and some black, especially along the legs, but honestly, it works to the benefit of the figure. I mean, he looks stone cold. He looks brutal. He looks powerful. I mean, just so much detailing around here. The nice silver face, which I do wish that the face was kind of a little bit more made out. I mean, it's got a lot of good greebling, but I mean, it's a little bit too messy. You can't really figure out where his, you see the eyes, but like the mouth plate and anything, it just kind of gets drowned out. But other than that, it's a great face sculpt. Has a nice bucket shape, as Megatron will have. But yeah, I mean, just the look of this guy and all the techno greebles and everything, and how clean he is. I mean, there is no backpack. He is a solid looking figure. So yeah, posability on him also fantastic. I mean, this guy has probably some of the best posability I've seen in any mainline transformer I've ever had. So of course, got 360 at the head because ball joints, so we can look up, down. You have full rotation of the arm can move out about 90 degrees off. It's got nice shoulder or bicep swivel. You got over 90-degree bend. You have another swivel underneath that. That's for transformation, but that can still definitely help with some poses. Wrist swivel, which I always love to see. And even something even cooler is that he has a hinge that has 3 fingers, and then his index finger is separate with another hinge, 2 hinges, which you only really see that on Masterpiece figures. You never really see that ever on a mainline, and that is fantastic to see. I mean, you can get some really expressive poses just with his hand. Like, I mean, it really goes to show how much care they put into this robot mode. Now, of course, I wish they put into some other modes, but it's whatever. But figuring off articulation, you have a rotate at the waist, kind of again 360 because of lack of kibble. You have these side skirts that can move out and even move backwards for even more clearance, and these front skirts you can hinge like that so you can get a full bend upward. I mean, look how high that kick is from the leg. And then, of course, adjusting that, you can get a nice 90 back that far. So, yeah. Of course, rotation just below that. You have a nice deep knee bend right there, and of course a toe or ankle pivot that's really deep, and even some back to forward because of the transformation, but they sculpted it enough so it can deep articulate those feet. So yeah, I mean, this figure, ooh, sorry. Ooh. Oh, before I even mention, so the best part too of engineering, he has butterfly joints. He has butterfly joints. I mean, that's just amazing. So yeah, articulation on this figure, just near perfect. Like, honestly, for mainline, it's nearing perfection. And of course, you want to pose this figure because he looks commanding. I mean, he is tall, he is sturdy, beefy. I mean, the construction on it, like, he is solid. Like, all the joints are super solid. Nothing's flopping, ever. Amazing. And of course, he has the classic fusion cannon. Comes off 5mm port, as always. Fusion cannon also looks great. I mean, it's definitely looking more put together, if anything. You know, nothing too difficult or anything too, like, textured, which honestly I enjoy. It's a nice simple gun, but, you know, really nice. Has some paint on just thread mark. He has some, like, movable pieces like that, more for transformation. Got the hinge right here, it can swivel again for transformation. And what I just kind of recently figured is that he has a double hinge. He has a hinge joint there, and has a hinge joint here, and it can peg. It did this peg hole with that peg, like that, like that. So it can create a mass, a good old mass that you can peg on his back, in case you just want to store it. But that looks weird for Megatron not to have his gun. So yeah, weird, but super nice. Really nice figure, and really nice cannon. I mean, it definitely adds, as all Megatron fusion cannons, it adds to the look. So yeah, I mean, Robo Mode's fantastic. I've said enough praises. A lot of other reviewers I've said a lot of praises. So that means this figure is perfect, right? Well, let's get on to transformation. So, to transform concept Megatron, he is a triple changer. And we are going to start with his tank mode. So, first, what I like to do, I just like to take off the cannon. We're going to fully extend that hinge and then connect to the butt of the cannon, I guess. So yeah, this is going to be a little weird, but his transformation, it's evolved, but not evolved enough of what you're getting. So first thing we're going to do is take the arms. We're going to open up that little section. We're going to fold in the fists and close that up. Second verse, same as the first, as MGO says. And one thing I have trouble with is just getting the fingers kind of stay put and allow me to close that, but it's not that difficult. So now the arms folded, or sorry, the hands folded in, we're gonna take his whole back section and shoulder assembly. We're going to unpeg it from the chest, and it's kind of folded down for now. Now we're going to rotate his head, and then take the chest assembly, and we're going to rotate it. Oh, fold that all the way out. It's on a double hinge, the shoulder assembly is. So we're going to fully extend that out to make the rotation of the head possible, like that. This little tabs, I guess. I'm actually going to... Hi, monitor. This helps out. So now that we have this. What we're gonna do now is unfit the skirt plates. And now, well, all the skirt plates, like so. Then we're just gonna come to the leg, and you're just gonna unpeg it, like so. So it's a little difficult to unpeg initially, but we're gonna unpeg it, and then there's assembly, kind of a strut that lives in there. And we're just gonna fold all the way down, like so. Now we can just close those up again. Come to the legs. I'm gonna have to rotate out these whole panels. That will become something else in the other mode. But for now, they're just kind of in the way for securing. Unpeg the front leg assembly from the tread. And then it's on a double hinge that you want to unpeg again. So unpeg on the bottom, unpeg on the top, so that we can fold in the foot and we can shift his whole shin assembly upward, covering his thigh like that. And there is a peg on the top of the tread that we're just going to peg into the foot. Now we can close up this panel and then bend that little bit. So now that we have good old stumpy leg here, we're going to take the legs and rotate them all the way 180 upward. And then this peg hole right there is going to plug into this peg. And that is easy to do, and it secures everything into that. Oh, and don't forget, he has the tank treads also embedded into his thighs that you can just pull out like that. Get more definition. Now we can take the shoulder assembly. We can use the butterfly joint, or take the arms, and then fold them into the cavity, and then they can peg together at an angle. And then rotate the forearms so that the peg are pointing inward on that, not the initial rotation, but on that special rotation we talked about, so that the elbows are still able to bend inwards, like so. And that's pegs to the back. You can take the cannon, you can sandwich it into between the two pegs, or the peg holes, and we can plug it in with the pegs. And finally, we have Megatron in his tank mode. Now, Megatron's tank mode, I'd say, is the better of the two alternate modes, by far. I think it's a lot more cohesive. It actually looks like a tank. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Metal Slug. And I'm definitely not the first person to talk about that, but it really does remind me of Metal Slug, which I kind of love. So, yeah, I mean, it's the better one, but it's still not great. I mean, you can definitely tell that it doesn't feel finished, especially the center assembly. I mean, that is just his head. Like, the back of his head, very visible. It's very skeletal, very thin. I mean, you can see turret does rotate. Axle's a bit off, though, just because of how it is. I don't hate it. I mean, it's still a kind of a cool looking tank, and I love the attention to detail of having the treads, kind of making it armor very boxy. But I mean, it's definitely a Cybertronian whatever mode, which it's not too bad. I mean, I think it's better than Soundwave, the Studio Series Soundwave that we got, but it's definitely not the best. It's not great, but passable. The other mode, on the other hand, well, we'll get to that. So, to get Megatron into his jet mode, it's a lot of kind of rearranging his pieces. So, As you can see, I already talked about the cannon. It just makes it a whole lot easier. You can transform it with the cannon on, but I just don't want to hassle with that. So first thing we're going to do is unpeg the top section like there. Then we're going to unpeg the legs from the tabs. And next we are going to kind of reverse the legs back. So flip out the skirt pieces again, and this time we're going to take the side skirts, and we're going to fold it back on those hinges and then collapse the hip back into place. And it will make a loud, very prominent snap to let you know that that thing is not going anywhere unless you want it to. Now we're going to come to the thighs, fold up back the treads, and then unpeg the shin from the whole assembly again. Now what we want to do is take the tread, and it's on like this strut that we can rotate it out to reveal the thruster detailing first and foremost. And we can take the panel, fold it all the way out like so. Kind of get the hip so that this gray assembly and this peg hole, or this peg hole or tab hole, whatever, will be facing the same direction as his skirts, like so. Now we can rotate the thigh so that this part of his thigh be pointing upward for facing a face on. If that makes sense, I don't really care too much anyways. This is, again, another whatever mode. So now we're going to take the thruster tread assembly, we're going to fold it down, and it can peg into a little hole. Then we can take the shin, and then we can kind of shimmy it so that this peg or this tab will be into that hole right there. And just kind of shimmy it until it's in there. Then we could take this top thigh and we can flip that all the way out like so. So there we have the wing and kind of thruster assembly for the jet. Now we can come back here underneath his chest and we can flip this whole assembly out, and then it's on a double hinge as well, and that is the nose cone. You can flip these back into place. Now we can take the arms, unfold them out like so, and then we can, using the double hinge, accordion it, and so we can kind of shimmy the arms the back. I don't know how to really explain that. We just we folded out the back to where it was going to be in robot mode again, and now we can take the arms and we can fold them down on the bottom like so, and you're supposed to peg them into the leg. There is a tab on the arm and a tab hole into the leg. I just can never get it to fit. I can never get it to stay. I'm just not even gonna deal with it. So we're just gonna leave the arms like that. Take the cannon again and then peg it into the holes again. And then here we have good old Megatron in his jet mode. Now, Megatron in the jet mode, oh boy, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's not that good looking. It has kind of charm-ish of like, oh yeah, it's a jet Megatron. I know it's supposed to be off of Marauder Megatron. That's like the inspiration to the figure and to the design a little bit, but I mean, Either I feel like they should just gone with the jet or gone with the tank, not give us both, because it's definitely a compromised alt modes. I mean, at least they give you some nice like thrust detailing. Like they make some detailing, like the wings, like the cockpit, like the thrusters. But other than that, I mean, it's just Megatron being a crab, kind of with the legs. But I mean, has kind of a certain charm. If you use your imagination enough, I mean, you can kind of see the jet out of it. But I mean, you really gotta be using your imagination. So, I mean, yeah, it's not terrible, but it's not the greatest. Well, I mean, it's kind of terrible, but has some charm. Most of it, so. Overall, I mean, concept art Megatron, amazing robot mode, but very, very compromised vehicle modes. I mean, do I recommend you pick them up? I do. I do. I mean, the robot mode for me is fun enough, as well as such the, you know, weird and kind of nothing alt modes. You can see a lot of really fun fan modes on this guy if you just, and I recommend, like, you look up concept art Megatron fan modes and you're gonna find a ton. You're gonna find a lot. So I recommend you do pick him up, just not for the prices he's going. I mean, you see him on eBay for like $90, $100. I don't recommend that price. It's, I mean, normally there's like 55. I say 55 or under, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, fun figure. It really is gonna depend on the collector though, if you do want him in the collection. But anyways, that has been the look at Studio Series concept art Bumblebee Megatron. I am Zillion Fries, asking you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out, and I'll see you guys next time.